I decided I needed a special room, a sort of chamber, if you will, in which I could ponder life's important questions. But I live in a small house and couldn't spare what space I had. So I decided to transform my garage and left my car outside where I thought it belonged. I had heard about man caves, but disliked the idea of wasting space with a pool table, a widescreen TV, sports paraphernalia, or a bar. I wanted a room that an alchemist or a philosopher would feel at home in. A room with books, artifacts, curiosities, mystery, symbolism, an alchemical portal, a dream machine, a place to hatch ideas and maybe make those ideas happen. For this, I'd have to rely on flea markets and garage sale finds. Did you know that the most common regret that people have on their deathbed is that they realize that in their lives they tried to live the way that they thought other people thought they should live? Did you know that there is no definitive scientific evidence that consciousness is produced by the brain? The brain and nervous system could be, as Aldous Huxley suggested, a sort of reducing valve to dumb us down from our original omniscience or mind at large. And death could be a release from this limitation. Wow, what possibilities might await us if we had access to sources to open us up to what we could be in this life. Well, here's my alchemical portal, and here are some windows, if you will, to a limitless world that I got while thinking about these things in my dream machine. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all these teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering that it's a feather bed. Terence McKenna. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do. Eleanor Roosevelt. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Whatever you can do, or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Goethe. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human can fight and never stop fighting. E. E. Cummings. A happy life is one which is in accordance with its own nature. Seneca. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Anais Nin. How can I be useful? Of what service can I be? There is something inside me. What can it be? Vincent van Gogh. The Gnostics knew something, and it was this: that human life does not fulfill its promise within the structures and establishments of society, for all of these are at best but shadowy projections of another, more fundamental reality. No one comes to his true selfhood by being what society wants him to be, nor by doing what it wants him to do. Family, society, church, trade and profession, political and patriotic allegiances, as well as moral and ethical rules and commandments, are in reality not in the least conducive to the true spiritual welfare of the human soul. On the contrary, they are more often than not the very shackles which keep us from our true spiritual identity. Stephen A. Haller, The Gnostic Jung, and the 7 Sermons to the Dead. The way is not far from man. If we take the way as something superhuman, beyond man, this is not the real way. Confucius. If people knew how hard I worked to get my mastery, it wouldn't seem so wonderful after all. Michelangelo. My whole responsibility is to this moment. Beyond that, there is nothing. We are very ungrateful to existence. It has given so much to us, and without our asking. And we are such ungrateful creatures that we don't even bother to look around at what existence is continually doing for us. The sun, the moon, the stars, the trees, the birds, the animals, the people. You are living in a tremendously beautiful dream, but you have to be awake about it. Then only does a gratefulness arise. I call that gratefulness true religion. A man need not be a Christian to be religious. He need not be a Hindu to be religious. All that he needs is a deep gratitude toward existence. He need not believe in God. He need not believe in heaven and hell. It is a simple phenomenon, a deep-felt gratitude that this existence would have been missing something without you, that this vast existence needed you and no one else, and your place was empty before you and will be empty after you. You are irreplaceable. That gives a great contentment. Man's greatest need is to be needed, and you feel that the whole existence needs you. Otherwise, you would not have been here. Osho. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want, to impress people they don't like. Will Rogers. In understanding death, you must understand time. I ought to define death, but I would not try to do it with brain death or some other medical term. But from my personal experience, I would say death is that event that happens when my time is up. So after death, time is up. There is no time. And this is why I'm already uncomfortable to speak about afterlife. You see, if death is when a lifetime is over, then in that sense, the word afterlife does not apply. I prefer to call it beyond life. And this beyond life we can already experience here. We can experience something that is not in time. In human existence, we stick out from time into that which is beyond time, and we call it now. Now is not in time. As long as it is any stretch of time, it is not now. And when you die, time is up, and all that remains is now. Time was always distracting you from now, and with a sigh of relief, you finally let go of time into the perpetual unfolding of now. Brother David Stendhal Rast. If the only prayer you say in your whole life is thank you, that would suffice. Meister Eckhart. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Buddha. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Plato. If there is a natural body, there is also a spiritual body. Paul of Tarsus. You have to take seriously the notion that understanding the universe is your responsibility, because the only understanding of the universe that will be useful to you is your own understanding. Terence McKenna. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Saint Exupéry, The Little Prince.